Hey, Carpool Crew, Pastor Justin here, and I want to jump in with a birthday shout out for my oldest son, Beckett. Beckett, I always wanted to be a dad, and you are the firstborn son. It was a big deal. I will never forget holding you in my arms for the very first time. I love you. Happy birthday. And have an incredible day at school. Now, you might be the firstborn son, Beckett, but I know one of your favorite people in the Bible was the youngest born in his family. It was David. Yeah, today we're talking about one of the most famous stories ever, David and Goliath. But instead of focusing on the giant, I want to show you something really interesting about David. Even if you've heard this story so many times before, or maybe you even have seen the movie, you're hopefully going to learn something today, because David didn't wake up that day planning to fight a giant. Our verse today is from 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 17. Here's what it says. Take this half bushel of roasted grain along with these 10 loaves of bread for your brothers and hurry to their camp. See, this verse happens during a time when Israel was at war with the Philistines. Two huge armies were camped on opposite hills facing each other across a valley. For 40 days, no one in Israel's army would fight him. They were terrified. Now, here's where David comes in. David wasn't a soldier. He wasn't part of the army. He was the youngest son in his family, and he spent his days taking care of sheep. He was a shepherd. One day, David's dad told him to take some food to his brothers who were in the army. Bread, grain, cheese. David wasn't sent there to fight. He was sent to deliver lunch. When David arrived at the battlefield, he heard Goliath shouting insults about Israel and about God. Everyone else was afraid, but David started asking questions. He couldn't believe no one was standing up for God. And that's the moment that everything changed. Here's what I think Jesus would want us to see in this story. And remember, this was a story Jesus learned about when he was a kid. Sometimes the most important moments in our lives are moments we didn't plan. David thought he was delivering lunch, but God had something bigger waiting for him. Throughout the Bible, God often works this way. People think they're just going about a normal day, and suddenly God uses them in a powerful moment. You might feel like you're just a kid. You're going to school, you're doing homework, you're playing sports, just hanging out with your friends, collecting baseball or football or Pokemon cards, doing Legos or puzzles. But what if one of those normal moments turned into a moment where you got to show courage? Maybe you see someone getting picked on, you notice someone sitting alone at lunch, a friend needs encouragement, or you have the chance to tell someone about Jesus. You might not plan that moment, but God might place you right there for a reason. David wasn't supposed to be on that battlefield, but he showed up with lunch. And sometimes that is all God needs to do his incredible work. You never know when an ordinary moment might become a God moment that could be life-changing. Remember, no matter where you are or how you're listening, God loves you. And parents, if you like today's podcast, you might like our weekend episodes and Goodnight Psalms, our nighttime devotional. You can subscribe to get all of that on Apple Podcast or Spotify. I hope you consider it. For less than the cost of 1 cup of coffee a month, you could be a subscriber on Carpooling with Jesus. Now, before you go, let's answer this question together. Have you ever gone somewhere expecting a normal day, but something surprising happened instead? I'll see you tomorrow on Carpooling with Jesus.